everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Vibes Inside. I am Mariana and I am preparing here now to do a new moon reading in the sign of Aries, happening on, around the 29th of March 2025, depending on where you are in the world. So let's have a look. Because this new moon is in the sign of Aries, I get something about birth, the first house, something new, something young, something impulsive or a bit uncontrolled. You know, someone who can't walk yet, you know, they have to practice to get their footing right. A new beginning, but a bit wobbly maybe. Aries is also about leadership. Aries is Emperor energy in tarot. Not only, but the journey towards. It's called the hero's journey. Tarot is called the hero's journey. You start out and then you take all the steps to become the hero, your own hero, the one that endured, or the one that got to your goal, your end goal, your favored outcome, and so on. I feel also Aries for me is originality. This is the soul imprint when we incarnate. That when we are born, it's still there. It's still intact. Before we are, you know, like accustomed to, or we become accustomed to this world, the expectations, the systems, all the stories, all the yes and no's, all the possibilities, and also the no's, right? Where we are told this is not possible, this cannot be, it doesn't exist, and so on. I feel like I also got the new world order, like something potentially is starting that can be like a new world order. And this can be personally in your own life, right? This can be something that you are now honoring, a new world order in your life, a new set of rules, or you want to set the rules, you want to be the one in charge, you want to take charge of your life. It's a potential new beginning. New moons are about new beginnings. So we can set intentions, we can make a new moon ritual with intentions for a new, maybe personal world order, a new internal emperor, you know, in you that takes charge and decides where to go, no matter how impossible, no matter how difficult or impossible it seems. That if you decide, yeah, but this is what I want to do, then you have set yourself out to look for a way, right? To look for a way, to open your mind, perhaps take a look at your limitations, the way you think. I have the light blue color on the table, which is not really Aries, right? Aries is fire energy, but I have throat chakra here, I have, this is identity. It is the words we speak, the thoughts we think, the thoughts that limit us, but also the thoughts that frees us. It is the voice that allows for the impossible, right? The mission impossible, maybe, right? This is doing something so wild, perhaps, which you have thought wasn't possible, right? Maybe allow yourself to dream, write it down. Again, throat chakra is everything that we produce that has to do with words. We have Mercury here as well. Mercury is the thinker, the speaker, the writer, the poet, your personal diary. This is the one that potentially can limit the way you think and your possibilities about yourself, but also the one that can change everything if you allow yourself to open your mind to something else. Mercury can be the liberator. I have been pondering about the word that is called headhunting. I have a personal belief, and you may not like it or agree with me, but I believe when we are born here, we have a soul imprint that is original and special, and it is intact. When we realize that we are no longer in the womb, we have to connect ourselves with the outside world, the parent, the mother. Something happens to this imprint, and we lose a sense of connection with it. When that happens, we are now turning our attention to the outside world because we need the help, right? We need assistance and help as babies. The more we do this, and the more we are aligning ourselves with the outside world, school and expectations, the entire system of society, the morals, the rules, the social conducts, the rights and wrongs, the yes and no. The more we do this, the further away we get from, the more educated you are, the more shaped you are to fit into this society, and the further away you get from this personal imprint that you have. So we feel separated. We feel like something is missing. We may have success in business life. We may even have a wife and children and everything, but we can still feel separated. We still feel that there's something missing. And there is something missing inside you. Something repressed, something denied, or something that you, because of the circumstance that we are mammals, we need the attention and care of others. We are forced to connect ourselves with the outside world. If we stay in the little omnipotent bubble, we will die. Quickly, we will die quickly. So it's either be true to yourself and live very shortly, or connect yourself with the outside world and lose a part of yourself in the process. So this is what I personally believe this is what we live. We live this, and we connect with our children, we teach them the same thing, right? So the ones that do not stay in the bubble, which are most of us, we are attending this dimension of separation. So, to find inner leadership, we may need to go backwards, or we may need to have an inner look at the things that actually matter to us, the things that we actually do want. I have been asked when I was a child, what do you want to become when you are an adult, when you're grown up? What kind of role, right, do you want to take? What kind of job do you want? I never knew. I still don't. Like there is no job per se that is my passion. Like the only thing that really matters to me is connection. The only thing that really matters is to connect in a special way with heart, body, soul, what we call a true connected love, egoless. There is no ambition about other stuff. There is only this. But this is not what I was told, right? I grew up and I was sent to school, kindergarten, I was sent to school. I did all this stuff like all others. And I never really got the point of it. Why was I in this school? Why was I was asked to choose a job direction, but I never really felt that it mattered. I never really felt it was something I had deep passion for. It's only because of my own personal deep dive that I have figured this out. Some people are born here with a soul imprint that has no ambition. Some are born here and they have a soul imprint that likes the idea of personal ambition. The ones who likes the idea it will be easier for them to fit in this world. Those who do not, it's a more feminine approach. Those who do not will have a harder time fitting in here, finding worth and finding meaning. Inner personal leadership has to do with this. It has to do with what you originally are. And nothing, no glitter, no fame, nothing gives me the feeling of abundance, happiness, peace, like inner connectedness. But I didn't know. I followed like the guidance of my parents and everybody else around me. There is only this, right? When we are children, this is what we are presented with. I followed this, and it never makes sense to me. It still doesn't. Like my only purpose, soul purpose for being here is connectedness. It's true love. It's a light aspect that isn't here at the moment. So to take charge, to become acquainted with my own inner leader, you could say, it means that there are certain steps to be taken. Steps away from something and towards something. And trusting it. Even if it goes against mainstream orientation. Even if it asks you to leave the matrix system. I don't know how this personally will affect you. This is a general thing. I just use my own example, but it may not be the same for you, right? It depends on maybe where Aries is in your chart. If you have planet positions in Aries, if you have positions in the first house, then you may find that it impacts you in a certain way. I feel like the birth of a new leader or the beginning may be wobbly, uncertain, or a bit, I want this, but I have no clue how to get it, right? I'm looking for this, I have no clue how to get it, but I'm going anyway, right? The courage to do it, the impulse to do it, the Aries can be a bit reckless sometimes, that I'll do it no matter what mom and dad says, right? I'll do it anyway. I am the child that I'm the child that protests, right? I'll do it anyway, even though I could get in trouble, right? The Fool card is a bit like that. It's a new beginning. I'll do it anyway, even though people are telling you to be careful or you can fall off the cliff. There is no safety net, but I have to do this. Like, it's a drive. It's something that it's like an urge. You need to do it, right? That is Aries. It needs to do this, to take charge or to go here. So this is kind of the idea of the energy, right? That a new world order, maybe there is a new world order, like around the globe. Maybe there is a new trend or there is new vibe generally. But it can be internally in you as well, that you want to set certain rules. You want to be in charge. You want to go there with or without help, right? You know that no matter whether you will have the help or not, I will go there, right? That's kind of the idea. Internally, externally. Maybe you are experiencing in your country that there is a new government and there are a totally new vibe. Maybe you are in a relationship and it seems like there is a new vibe coming or a new tone or something appearing, and you have to figure out, is this for me or not for me? When we bow our heads to certain things, we are not really alive. Like it's like a part of us is hiding itself, right? It's if we bow our heads or follow rules or we adhere to something, just make sure that it's actually what you want and not just something you've learned. In my experience, it's like this. The more you follow the rules of an oppressor, the more unhappy you become. Even if you don't know that you are oppressed. Like even if your mind has been changed so much as a child that you don't even remember your soul call, you will feel miserable. And you may not know why. You may be in a relationship, you just know something is off, but you can't see it. Like with your eyes, when you view everything, it looks great. You don't even argue, you are not unhappy, or it's not like you're not constantly on each other's throat, right? You're not constantly, it seems like it's all right. But inside, you just know it's not. There's something wrong. And I tell you, there is something wrong, even if you can't see it. There is a disconnect between how you think and how your deepest longings are. They are not aligned. Okay, let's look at the cards here. So the center card, I get 3 of fire. 3 of fire is like, we see the person here on like a boat. It's like taking action. It's now I am doing something. I take the steps. I am moving forward, even though I may not have the compass. I may not exactly know where the end goal is, but I will go. Maybe you do know the end goal, and you are now taking action to do something. This is fire energy, Aries energy in this case. Someone has set themselves out on a journey here. Maybe it is a journey. Maybe you like traveling, right? Maybe you are a globe trotter inside, right? Maybe you want to know about stuff. Maybe you want to know about cultures. Maybe you like this, right? The excitement, the new, the differences. But it just talks about doing something, taking action. I put myself in the car and I drive. I apply for this new job. I am going to the bank and I'm buying this house, or it's taking charge. Maybe it's moving away from something. Like maybe you get a divorce, right? Maybe you end something to start something new. But this is the one that takes charge, the one that now decides on some kind of clarity, a clear mindset, like an identity shift. There's something about trusting the unknown, perhaps. But you cannot trust the unknown if your identity per se is scared. If you feel like you don't have what it takes. If you don't feel like you have what it takes, you will not set yourself in the boat. You will hesitate or procrastinate. if you have too many what ifs or too many but this is not possible, I don't have the money, I don't know how to do this, and so on. It's like setting yourselves out, like out of this thought pattern, removing this thought pattern to say, I don't know how, but I'm doing it. You know? Pippi Longstocking, that, what is that called? Something like, do you know Pippi? Right? She always has this saying, I don't know how to do it, so I probably can. Right? Instead of, I don't know how to do it, but so I probably will fail. Right? She will say, I don't know how, but I probably can. It's that mentality, right? I may not know exactly where it takes me, but I am doing it, right? I will do it I'm moving forward. Maybe you want to go towards someone or something. Maybe you move away from someone or something. It all depends on your situation, what you may have figured out, where this fire takes you, right? Fire is usually solar plexus. This is personal power. It's a personal drive, desire, or a mission. Something that you want to do. It, as I said, it's like you cannot not do it. It becomes a need. It becomes something you need to do. It's not nice to do, it's needing to do this. The other one, here it says loss. And for some reason I feel like I need to take this one as well. So I have the 8 of Cups here. Okay, this is lost love. It's like that 8 of Cups usually talks about having invested in something that seems like it's not holding water, right? When you get to the 8 of Cups, it's like giving up on some kind of love. Giving up on it and choosing to walk away from something. He looks at the moon, right? The moon is usually something a bit secretive or difficult or hard or sad maybe. And then we have loss over here. I feel like lost love. Someone is worth it. Someone is worth it. Something is worth it more. That's why they put themselves in the boat or in the car or on the horse, right? Now I almost get like a Jane Austen movie, right? Where the prince comes riding on the horse to find his princess, you know, something, it has a bit of a drama to it. I'm leaving something here that doesn't feel like love or feels like it's right for me, and I am moving towards the one that I lost, I feel like. It says here grief, sadness, resolution. Well, these could be the same thing, right? That because something didn't pan out, or something didn't go, or something didn't work, and you're deciding now to take charge and say, I have to leave this situation. That's what 8 of Cups talks about. You're leaving a situation that doesn't feel like love. It doesn't feel like it's reciprocated. It doesn't feel like it's there. The sense of a loss. There are many things here. This is the feeling of having wasted your time. I've lost time. I'm grieving a situation. I'm sad about a situation, and I'm seeking resolution or resurrection of something. I want to resurrect something. I'm leaving this. I'm moving towards this. Something that was lost, but I want to resurrect it. I want it back. As I talked about this idea that there's something in you, like the perfect partner, if we talk about that, love, and the perfect partner is inside you, not outside you. It's inside you. He, she is in it, is inside you. It's not outside you. But no matter what, how it comes across for you, there's something you want to take action on. Something that seems like it's this can be, normally I would say this card talks about relationships, but it could be an activity, right? It could be something you loved to do as a child, something that has been long lost. For some reason, I feel like there is some kind of connection with, like, this is like a red sun or moon here, a blood moon perhaps, and a moon here. Like there's something turning your eye towards the moon. The moon can be a secret. It can be something forgotten, something lost, something that there could be a sadness about, a grief, as I said. You could say when people are in a relationship, some feel that they lose their individuality, right? Some feel that they are in some kind of connection that doesn't help them. It's not supporting them, right? But leaving, again, if you are married here, right? Once there was something about this person that you trusted it and went with it so much that you got married. But now you may have these thoughts. You may have jealousy, bitterness. You may have regret. You may have, that's why we turn the back and walk away, right? It's because it's not nurturing. It doesn't feel right. It's not supportive. And of course, even worse, maybe you lost your partner, like maybe they died, I don't know, maybe they chose something else over you. You are choosing something else over them, or you are choosing something else over the Eight of Cups. When we come to the Eight of Cups, there has been a Seven of Cups before. The Seven of Cups can be infidelity. What's that called? It can be someone cheating, right? Someone not being faithful. And realizing that breaks the trust. It breaks the bond. And people usually walk away from it. With this feeling, right? With the moon feeling. That something so bright and beautiful now becomes so filled with the sense of treachery, of betrayal, of sadness, of bitterness or jealousy or anger or something like that, right? But then this card tells me something about this could even be like the journey of experiencing what this feeling is like. What does it feel like to be betrayed, cheated on, needing to walk away? What does it feel like that your greatest once abundance is now a great loss? So a journey where you go through a grieving process, or you go through a recovery process, healing process of like feelings like this. But look at how straight they stand here. Like look at, they are not bowed over, they are not crumbling, right? They are standing tall here in this boat, moving forward. It's like someone is, I feel like determined to resurrect something. Remember or find or go back, like maybe you take a journey to your original town where you grew up, right? And you're looking for a friend, maybe. Or as I said, an activity, maybe you remember something you did as a child and it has been gone for a long time, right? Or there is some kind of pain around it. And to resurrect it means that you will be confronted with some of this pain. Maybe you walked away from someone once. You thought it wasn't right for you, and now you feel the loss of it. You're realizing how beautiful they actually were, or that you got it all wrong, or you were egotistical and you wanted more of something. You didn't respect their boundaries or whatever, and now you want it back. And again, I want to stress this determined, like standing tall here, knowing that I have to do this. I have to apologize, or I have to find a way to resurrect this realizing that you had fault, or that that there's something to be recognized here. Realizing. I think the hero's journey from the Fool card to, let's just say, the Emperor card in tarot, it is a journey of gain and loss. The hero has to realize that he is not God. He will fall over at some point and feel some of this. The point is not to linger there, not to find a way to move forward, right? And learn something from it. To not get too attached to a certain outcome. An emperor, a true and very loved emperor, will be someone who doesn't only think about his own well-being in his castle. He will think about the well-being of all citizens, of the entire country, of the growth and projects and everything, the well-being of the country and its inhabitants. An emperor, a loved emperor, is someone who doesn't necessarily put himself first. He will think about the country and feel responsible for it before anything else. Because he has learned what it means to be down, right? He has learned to be humble. He has faced the ground, he has fallen, right? He knows that there is always help to be had, but also maybe enemies, right? That there will always be a pro and con. But I feel this one is choosing something. They're choosing something here. Maybe they're choosing themselves. Maybe they choose to move forward alone. Having learned something from whatever experience this was, that what is love exactly? How is this supposed to feel like? And what does the other one feel? Like, do you feel the same? Do you want the same things in the are you looking for the same things? Is it an equal relationship? Is there an imbalance? Is someone more of a leader and the other more of a follower? Is one strong and one weaker? How was that relationship actually working? Were you attentive? Were they attentive? Did you nurse the relationship or did you just take it for granted? I feel like someone has learned something here. It's like they have figured something out or made some kind of decision and now they move forward from that place. Can we have one more card on this loss card here? Because it says grief and sadness, but also resurrection. And for me, this can be a bit like two different things. You can be totally absorbed in the black hole of grief and sadness. But resurrection is like a way out, or it's like a choice to leave the black hole, right? Okay, one on the loss card. So I get ego here. Again, ego for me is an air element. Ego for me also is considered in the air element, in the bird area, a leader, a big one. Like it's one of the considered, maybe the ego could be considered like a king, right? A king of the aerial realm, something like that. So when I see this, I feel like loss of the ego, right? Loss of something in your identity that you want to resurrect or recover. Wanting it to come back, wanting it to land, right? It's like there is a coming. I was drawn to the nest here, right? It's like returning to the nest, coming home. Like the eagle comes home and it has been away or lost or felt lost, right? That it's returning. It's like the leader is returning. It's like someone is saying no to relationships, to work on themselves perhaps, to choose to find an inner leadership, turning their back to love at the moment, to resurrect something, to find the lost one. Find the lost one. And again, it brings me to this word headhunting. Headhunting is considered, for the one who is chosen, right? For the one who is offered some kind of new job, headhunting is considered like a praise. It's an approval, right? That what you are doing, what you work with, what you are saying, or so on, is liked. A specific employer or company likes what you're doing. They have set their eyes on you. They have pointed you out and are approaching you to run their business or to get a certain job. So being headhunted is like a praise. It's like an approval. And many people like it. They like that. They would see it regarded as as being approved, right? Being special in some way. And our ego likes to be special. We like to be approved. We like to be chosen. We like to be. So it's affirmative. It's very seductive to be approved and chosen. But I was pondering on the word headhunting, because what it means to me is that they are hunting your head, meaning that they hunt your brain and how you operate, the things you say, the education you have, how shaped you are. This is what they are hunting or searching for or pointing for or approaching. They want your head. They want what's in your head. They want a shaped, formed brain that is adaptable to a certain job. That is what they want. And you have followed the steps. You took the education. You have years of experience. You have done well. You have done well in the system. Being headhunted for me means that they hunt your head. They hunt your brain. Your brain. The way you think, the identity you have shaped and built. This is what they're hunting. This is what they want. They want you to continue having this. They don't want you to find this. Like, they don't want this one. They want the conditioned one. They want the conditioned version of you. They don't want this one. This one is the original imprint. This is maybe the rebel. This is the one that is true to themselves. This is the one that is certain of who they are. Not the conditioned one. Like, not the shaped one. Being headhunted for me is not necessarily a praise. It's a praise of a version of you that fits the system, but it's not a praise of what else you are. When you get the job, you will be occupied in that job, filling out this role, doing all this stuff. And as I said, you can be famous, you could have a good salary, but still, to a certain point, feel disconnected. Because there's something in you that is not fulfilled. So what is your identity? Who do you think you are? What do you think you are? One more card on the 3 of fire here. So I got this card and it was reversed. It's called the 6 of Michael. I'm just turning it here so you can see what is on it. You see, it's like there are two sides to this card. There's a card over here that is more dark, and here there is something with clarity, a clear sky. This again is the 6 of air here. Is a card of leaving tumultuous waters and sailing towards something more clear, calm, maybe peaceful, something more aligned, something happier, something more beautiful. Why stay in the storm, right, if you can find peace somewhere else? It was reversed though. So it feels a little bit like someone is trying here. This is a clarifier for this card, right? The 3 of fire is taking action, wanting to leave, sailing, putting yourself on a ship here. There are 2 boats now, right? Putting yourself on a ship and wanting. Here we have the attention. I want to leave tumultuous waters and I will do it no matter what. Here though it feels a little bit like you want to do something. You may not know exactly how. You may feel that you haven't gotten to the clear shore yet. You haven't had resolution yet. You haven't found the beautiful beach yet, right? But you are on your way here. The 6 of Michael, in this card, the Michael card is like the Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is like a helper, right? He is someone you can call upon to help you overcome difficult battles. This could be the feeling that you don't have help, right? That there's nobody helping you to get there, that you are on this journey alone. That you have to decide this on your own, that there is no help to get to there's no direction. There's nobody steering the boat for you or helping you or make sure to take the storm away, right? It could be the feeling that you are in some kind of limbo, and then it is difficult to find this new shore, this new place, right? That the leadership or the help, the archangel. Look at this, right? That the archangel, he has wings here, and the eagle has wings, right? It's like that this is not here. I also feel like higher self guidance. Like, I don't know if you can see this. It's like there's a face up here that is overlooking everything, right? But is it helping? Like, is it advising, helping? The feeling that being disconnected from the higher self guidance, the intuition, the inner impulse, right, to go somewhere. Like it's like it's looking. It's here. It's looking, overlooking the process that you're doing here. But it could be the feeling that you are not helped, right? That you are not. 3 of fire can sometimes also feel like waiting for your ships to come in. So waiting for something to arrive, but it's like you can wait forever, right? Waiting for something to be ready, like waiting for, looking for the shore, or looking for the right love, but it never shows itself. It's like there is no help for you to get there. That you are not guided. You know you have to go, but it's like that there's no one telling you. Now I get something. Haven't I had that in some older Aries readings? Yeah, I have had that. It's like I said, it's like it's the idea that there's nobody who is a role model for this. There's no role model. It's like where you are going, what you're searching for doesn't exist. I've said it in some of the Aries reading. It's like, it just takes one. You sit at the dinner table and everybody speaks the same language. And maybe you are this person that has a little bit of different ways of thinking, right? You may have a different opinion about things, but because nobody else is backing you, because nobody else is questioning the tone, because nobody else is changing anything, then it's like I'm alone, right? I'm the only one thinking this. I'm the only one thinking this, right? I'm the only one. And every time I say something, they shake their heads and they just reject my approach, right? But if there was one at the table, one adult at the table who was thinking like me, who was this maybe a bit of a rebellion, or maybe someone who just likes to twist things around, if there was just one at the table who could understand me, I wouldn't be alone, right? This is the feeling of moving forward alone, right? that there's nobody at the table. There's no friend. There's nobody who mirrors me, who likes what I'm saying. It's the feeling of being a bit alone in the world, needing to go your own way, fly your own, have like follow your own tune or your own tone, even though it feels lost in a way, or forgotten, or repressed in some way, feeling to trust something, though you are alone, right? Though there is nobody else. Everywhere you look, it's the same. There is no one who questions. There is no one who says no. There's no one. To get my point, is like there is nobody at the table. The seat is there, but it's empty. Like they are not there. The one who could have been your mirror, the one who could have been liking the one who could have been your friend. It just takes one, right? But if there is no friend, we lose sometimes confidence, right? We feel overruled. We bow to what else is there because there is no help. You are alone, right? There is no help here to find like a better life or a clearer way of thinking. There's only this storm, right? There's nothing. There's nobody to ask. There are no guide. The feeling of being without a guide, a helper, a friend, someone who understands you, someone who would back you, right? Someone who would support you in whatever you're doing here. And what you're doing, I feel like, is trying to resurrect something in you. Maybe support someone who feels like they have been away for a long time, wanting to support this eagle, whoever this is. But they are very clever, like they're very intelligent here, and powerful. They are big. They are considered one of the you could say in the area realm. It's like a dragon, right? He's big. He's considered like a king bird, right? Like the lion is king of, you could say, the non-aerials, those who can't fly. I would say the eagle would be the king of the flying element, right? A leader, someone in charge, someone big, potentially intelligent here, air element, clever. But it's almost like there's a journey here where you feel like nobody understands. It could be the feeling of trying to find this one within yourself, or maybe someone you knew once here, and you want to resurrect or reconnect with them, right? But it's like that. You can't find them in your Google search. You can't find them, right? You are looking historical data. You can't find them. It's like they don't exist. Like they're not there. But you're still looking. Like you're still, something is driving you to look for something that seems lost in the wind, forgotten, broken, maybe destroyed. And it's clever here. Like this is king of air element. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Could be an Aquarius. Doesn't have to be, right? But air element here. And I do have the blue, and blue color here as well. It has to do with a life that is more you, right? And to get a life that is more you, in whatever way abundance feels for you, you need to take the steps. You have to become your own leader. You have to take charge, mature and take charge. You have to grow something. Even though you don't know exactly what it is, because it feels lost here, like it doesn't exist. It's almost like a civilization that isn't here anymore. A society, maybe you live in the wrong culture, right? Maybe you belong or you grew up in the wrong religion. It's like having been part of something, but realizing this is not me, right? And wanting to take charge towards what was lost or what feels lost or forgotten or never grown, never explored, never understood, never. It's like a potential in you, right? That has never been grown or supported in some way. So it hasn't evolved, right? It hasn't evolved, grown, shown itself. It has felt lost to the ages, right? Something like that. But I'm doing this as a new moon reading, so I feel like there is an attempt here. Like this is a choice, right? Like you could stay where you are, but it doesn't feel fulfilling to you. And when something doesn't feel fulfilling to you, it gets to a point where it isn't worth it, potentially, to stay. But if it isn't worth it to stay, and I have to leave, where am I going then exactly, right? If everywhere you look, the cops are the same, the people are the same, they act the same, it's like looking for something that it's like having tried, right? I have tried relationships. There are 8 cups here. This talks about more than one relationship. I have tried, but it seems like I always end up like this. And then I walk away. Because I know this is wrong for me. So I walk away, but where am I walking? I always seem to want to connect with the one that is lost. I don't know where they are. Maybe they have died, right? Maybe this is the feeling that they are not here anymore. But this is where you go all the time. This could be the feeling of someone on the dating market, and they have tried different relationships, but there is only one love, the one over here. And someone comparing, every time they compare with something that seems lost and But this is where you run all the time. You know, it's like when you, sometimes we see in movies, right, that people, they find old videotapes from their partner, from their old marriage, from the marriage, you know. They're watching the wedding day again and again, the most happy day in their life. But when they look at their partner now, it feels like this. Where did the love go, right? So someone who chooses to, I want to remember something that feels lost, right? I want to be in the moment with something that feels that seems like it's lost in time. It's not here anymore. Now this is here, right? But this is not what I want. I want what was here when I was with this one. But it's just a memory, or it's in the past, or it's but it's the only one that counts. Like this is what you measure with, right? It's like having like an inner thermostat, and every time you are with someone, you can feel that the thermostat is not right. So you end up leaving, because what you are comparing with is this. And it feels lost, and there is a grief and sadness with this, but also the feeling of wanting to resurrect it. So maybe it's someone you knew, maybe it's someone who has moved away. As I said, maybe they died. Maybe it's the feeling that I'm part of a society, or I'm a part of a family system, or a religious group that is wrong for me. I am looking for this one, right? And as I said, maybe not knowing it. Loss could mean, you know, like a memory loss, a head injury, something happened to your brain, your head, your identity. You have been shaped over a lifetime to follow certain rules, and you have forgotten something here, right? But there is this, like, determined, I feel like, a determined wish to figure this out. Who is she? This woman here. Can I have one card on the woman? Because it's interesting, like she's standing here. I don't know if you can see this, but if I take these two cards, right, it's like they are looking towards each other, right? Like she's standing here and looking this way, and he's looking over here, or she looking over here. It's like they do have their eyes set on each other, but it feels like it's almost like someone is watching from another realm, right? From another realm. She has a tear in her eye here. Someone is also sad, I feel like. Someone is also sad. Who is this woman? Interesting. So it says here clairvoyance. It's like you have a knowing, right? Clairvoyance is like seeing. Maybe you remember a picture, a face of someone. Clairvoyantly, like she's trying here, she's looking in the water, and it's almost like there's someone appearing, you know. well, normally we can sometimes see our own reflection, right? But it could be the feeling of, it's not just my reflection, it's me, but maybe in a different time. I look different. I have a different headdress. I'm not a nun. I'm a queen, maybe. It's like being in someone. Again, this feeling of like, it's like they're looking at each other, like she's looking at the reflection here. It's almost like wanting to see through the water into a different realm, to see this one. Like having some kind of connection with someone, but you can only have it through a clairvoyance or a clairvoyant or psychic attempt, inspiration, interpretation, and trust. And I said, who is she? She could be a clairvoyant here. Like she could have some of these, you could say, qualities to her. Maybe this is you, right? But you have forgotten, you haven't known. As I said, it's like the one at the table was missing. It's like the feeling of, being an apprentice, but not having a teacher, knowing that there's something you're supposed to do, or there's something lost in time again, something lost in time, and you have some kind of inbuilt quality, but you have no way of unlocking it. It's like the teacher is missing. That's what I felt like when I talked about the seat is empty. It's like there's nobody in the family, right? Or in extended family. There's nobody there who seems to get you, right? Or seems to understand. Only this one, right? Only this one, whom you may not see clearly, like whom you may not see clearly, but it's like there is a knowing or something. There's this intuitive tune or voice or something, a sight, maybe someone you dream about here. Clairvoyance is about sight, seeing, having visions, dreams, and maybe you see the face of someone. Maybe you see someone's face here, but not knowing exactly who she is. I would say this potentially could be a part of yourself. Clairvoyance here, and I get ego. When I have these two cards together, I want to say this one is not just a clairvoyant, like they are top class, like they are masters here. Maybe they don't know it. Again, maybe it's wobbly, maybe it's not, because they have no teacher. There's no teacher. Though they're on their own, right? They're on their own to evolve whatever, I want to say, psychic gift they may have. Yeah. This could be a healer of some kind, a seer. But again, it's like there is no teacher, right? They are on their own. Maybe you want to explore what this is. I feel like it could be part of yourself. It could be someone from the past with whom you have a connection. Again, this is air element, right? It's like there's something in the air. Like they could communicate. There could be telepathy also here. Like it's in the air. Like they communicate in the air. This is their realm. Air realm is lucid. This can be dreams. It can be a tone in the air. It's something you can't touch necessarily, right? It's airy. Oxygen. I get oxygen now. It could be the feeling that she is your oxygen, right? Inspiration, interpretation, trust. She could be a muse. Feeling of a muse. But she is psychic, like she can see stuff. I get seer also with the mastery card here. She's a high flyer, meaning that she is a metacognitive, like she can see things from above, right? See details and patterns and stuff like that. Very clever. And there is an approach here, because this one is not bowing, right? Standing tall. I feel like they want to trust this. Like they want to trust whatever this is. A determination, as I said, it's like, I no longer wait for the ships to come in. I take leadership now. I will do something. I will not wait for the ships to come in, like the peace or the clarity to come in. I will do something about it. I will, though I have no teacher, right? It's like someone who's wavering out there because there is nobody who can tell you. It doesn't exist in this dimension. It doesn't exist in this world. What you could potentially be or become is not seemingly available. There is no such education. There is no such learning facility. There is no such. That's what it feels like here. I've had this before with Aries. I remember a card that for me always feels like someone who is about to it's like a picture in a frame, but the frame can't hold them, right? They are too big for the frame. To me, this talks about someone who thinks multidimensionally, not just this dimension, right? They hold way more information. They can twist and turn everything around. They are not limited by one dimension or one timeline. They are and they haven't bowed to it. Like their devotion stays with themselves and their own version of themselves. They haven't bowed, given in, and so on. They could be in another realm. As I said, if you stay with the one, you may not live long. Like if you stay in tune with your originality and you're not bowing to the help from the outside world, changing this omnipotent state, and you open yourself up to whatever is around you. If someone doesn't do that, they will probably not live long. But it could have been your teacher, right? It could have been the one you need. But they stayed true to themselves and left this world. So now you have to talk to them or get information like this, right? They are not here. I feel like they're not here. Could be the sense of a higher self, like the higher self, the bigger version of yourself, that you are here like a limited version of yourself. The higher self is way bigger here. And again, they are not limited to a certain dimension. Yeah, I get a feeling of someone who is like it's like they can see in different directions. They look in one direction, but they see everything else around. They have multivision. They are not limited to one timeline, one society, one truth, one. And because they're not limited, they just change the view. But that's not normally what we do, right? We have the same view of things. We are more stuck in our ways. We are not flexible in. We believe that there is only one reality. We believe that there is only one truth. Because this is all we ever knew. This one, they don't. Like but I said there's loss here. I get a feeling of like lost civilization, like once there was a civilization with people who were like this. They were like this. So they could change their reality. It feels like a magician. I said Mercury, didn't I, in the beginning? Mercury. Mercury is Gemini energy. Gemini is known as the magician. Magician and resurrection, right? Resurrection is usually something like bringing the dead alive. But bringing the dead alive is in our dimension not possible, right? That is, well, doctors do it sometimes, right? If the person is brought to the hospital in time, sometimes they can be resurrected. But otherwise, we would say that death is final. You can't do anything about it. So if someone believes that you can resurrect anything, it's just about opening a door in your mind. You just accept that it's possible. You allow it. You allow that it's possible. But that is not normally how our world works, is it? Like that's not how we talk with each other. That is the person at the dinner table that wasn't there. Like this is the teacher at the dinner table that wasn't there. There was only the other ones. It's almost like she's watching from a different place. Like this one. Like the one with the tear in the eye here. It's like she's watching from somewhere else. She can see you. She can see the way it's. I want to say it's almost like she's a part of you, but she is forgotten. Like she's the one forgotten here. She's watching you. It's like it's like this one knows. They know that there's something there. She can see you. Maybe even influence you here with, as I said, air stuff, telepathy, things like that. She can put information through to you. Visions, maybe dreams, maybe again, maybe a face, like a face. And I would say if that is the case, that there's a face, this face is almost like it becomes a muse, right, for this one. Like that face, that tune, that information, this feeling becomes a muse for this one. Like as I said, it's like they need to go. They have to, right? They have to understand or explore or figure this out. Yeah, that's what I feel like. And look at it, it's like she is in this, she looks a bit like a maiden, right? And she's sitting in this small, dark place. So she can be in the subconscious realm, like forgotten or repressed somehow. But she's still sending some kind of information. As I said, it's like she's watching, even though you have, like she may have been locked away in your subconscious mind, brain, and she may not be able to be active from that place. It's like she's there, like you, this one is searching for this muse, I feel like. Does it make sense? This feels a little specific. And again, this feeling that there is no guide, there's no help. But again, if we take this and twist it a little bit, if you believe that there is no guide, that there is no teacher, that this is long lost, that I have to figure this out on my own, it's just a thought pattern. You could just change it, right? You could change it and say, they do exist. I don't know where they are, but they do exist. I haven't met them yet. They were not at the dinner table. It doesn't mean that they don't exist. They do exist. I haven't found them yet. That's all right. But they do exist. They are here, or they are available. So I can have a conversation. I can sit in meditation. I can try to connect with them. They do exist. Do you see the difference? Again, as someone who opens up new ways of thinking, right? That would be this one, right? Allowing something to be there, though you have been told all your life it's not possible, and that is the reality we're in, that is the truth, right? This one is saying, what if this is not the truth? What if you can just think that I am here, that I am available? She's the teacher, this one. She's the teacher. She's the master. And therefore you have to go, right? Because she becomes the muse or the teacher. You are the apprentice here. Do you get my point? It's like you just have to change your mind. It doesn't matter what other people think. If you want to allow this in your context, in your world, you can simply make up, change your mind. It's like, do you get my point? It's like we can close all these doors in our mind. This is not possible, I close the door. This is not possible, I close the door. I can't go, it's not possible to go there, right? But what if it was? What if you could open this door and you could go down there and have connection here? What if you could have this feeling of fulfillment, maybe? What if you take charge and you decide it is possible? I just was told that it wasn't possible. But what if it could be? What if it could be possible? She is the one who opens these doors. This is how she thinks. That is why she has clairvoyance. That is why she sees everything. Because she has no limitation. She's on a mastery level. This can be a part of yourself that has not been evolved. And she could be the love of your life. That's why these ones don't work. This is what I have. Can I have one more card? I just feel but someone is standing straight here. It's like they know. And that's why the new moon is perfect for this. The new moon of leadership, the new moon of Aries, the new moon of the Emperor, right? You can take charge and choose to stand straight and make this happen. I want the Lemuria deck here because, again, Lemuria is this ancient civilization that seems to be lost, right? But what if it does exist perfectly, just in another timeline? One more card on this situation, please. Okay, beautiful, yeah. Understandable. Vulnerability makes sense. It feels vulnerable, like this search, this dragon this dragon. The vulnerability comes with the sense of true love. When something is vulnerable, it can scare us, right? It can scare us on a soul level. And sometimes we run from it because it is too much. The moment of true love is like this. It's vulnerable and beautiful and perfect and bliss and everything at the same time. But in a world where people are on guard, hiding parts of themselves, being so open, so transparent, so honest, can feel very vulnerable. But this is the whole point of true love. Like, in true love is a place or a feeling where there are no lies. Like this is maybe one of the things that I don't think people realize about true love. This is where you share your heart. Your hearts are connected. It means when one is hurting, the other one hurts. So you cannot hurt them, right? It's when you are connected, you cannot hurt them. If you're hurting them, you hurt yourself. Therefore, nobody would do something intentionally to the other. In this realm, there are no lies or betrayal. There is no bitterness or jealousy, because everyone is attempting harmony between each other. The harmony comes with the vulnerability. This is like having a best friend as a child. Right? Like young children, they just connect and play, and there are no prejudices. There are nothing like that. They don't care if your hair is red, or whether you are poor or rich, or all this stuff, superficial stuff, doesn't matter. They are in a realm of connection. Being heart connected means that the other one becomes almost more important than yourself, right? This state is where the ego dies and where the soul connects. The ego is a pretense. It's a protective mechanism. It protects us from being hurt. Connecting with, like, the journey towards her here is vulnerable. Because you give up your ego. Bit by bit, you give up the ego. To find this one. Like, to find this, I said, it's all like a dragon, right? To find this one. It could be the feeling, as I said, it's like mastery level dragon. Could be the feeling that you're realizing how small you are. That you are the small one, and what you are attempting to have contact with is big, huge. Again, higher self is not limited by this dimension, this body and so on. It's way bigger. In a true love connection, there is no personal ambition. There's no self-ambition, no personal, no I ambition. It's a we, like we. And when we are brought up in a society that favors the ego, that favors the I, that prefers our personal development, self-development, this feels strange, right? It feels wrong. It feels like we lose power, we give up something to get this. The more vulnerable it feels, the closer to love you are. And I'm not talking about in a physical way. Of course, you shouldn't be in an abusive relationship. It has nothing to do with love, right? This is heart connection. Like, this is quiet. It is humble. It's respectful. Again, remember, you feel the other. So you don't want to hurt them. They don't want to hurt you, right? It's that kind of vulnerability. It's a we vulnerability. It's not a me, just an I, me. Just I am vulnerable. No, we are. This connection feels like the more they approach each other, the more vulnerable it may feel. Like the more I feel like the more beautiful, but also vulnerable. And again, there's this feeling of like, I feel like coming home, right? Like a sense of this is what has been lost. This is the one, right? That this is how it's supposed to feel, right? This is how it is supposed to feel, not like this. It's honest. It is open. And there are no judgments, right? There's, I can best describe it as like when small children find each other and play together. It's this, they don't care about your name, they don't care about your, like who you, like, they don't care about the clothes or the toys, or it's you and me, right? I like you, you like me, and we play, right? There is nothing, all this other stuff is not there. It's simple. It's simple, it's open, it's trusting. Yeah, that's what I feel like. There could be a feeling of something vulnerable. It's again, you know, if you're trying to reconcile with an old friend, and maybe the break you had wasn't the best, or someone was a bit disrespectful, if you want to come back, there could be a feeling of you being vulnerable, like, what if they reject me, right? What if, and so on. That you have to be careful how to approach something. And I also have a feeling of karma, right? That if this is something lost in, like, way back, something karmic, I feel like when something is karmic, it's painful, it's difficult, it may need you to, as I said, give up pride or greed, or it may ask you to humble yourself. You may need to ask for forgiveness, right? You may need to forgive yourself for something. It touches you in a specific way that is undescribable. So I took this as an extra card, and I feel like it's kind of an advice that some of this can be vulnerable. And many people don't like vulnerable, right? We feel that potentially this can be bad for us. We don't want to feel vulnerable. Many people run away when they feel vulnerable. But again, she's crying here. There's a tear over here. I feel like this attempt at reconciliation, or this resurrection, this coming back into contact in some way, comes with a sense of vulnerability. Like having, been some kind of space tourist, and you have been away for eons, and now you're returning back to your planet, seeing your people, right? It's like this waiting is over, right? You're finally home, right? You finally found your way home. You are amongst friends, right? You are amongst your own kind, your own, some people who get you, or who understands, who have the same values, the same priorities, all this stuff. So it could be vulnerable, right? It could be tears of joy. It could be the feeling of finally just letting everything out. The stress, the sorrow, the grief, that letting all of that go. Yeah, something like that. This is what I feel like. And potentially, I want to say, what if a journey like this can change your entire understanding about your identity, who you are. And this is a new moon reading, indicating a beginning of something. A beginning of something. In half a year from now, we have the full moon in Aries, indicating a completion of something. So maybe during the next 6 months, you will be realizing more and more things. You may be coming more and more in connection with something here. You will be more and more aligned. It may be a vulnerable time, or a time of, maybe good and bad tears, right? A coming home sense, a feeling I get. Again, it's like I have something also about this. If you are a math genius, you don't know it, but you have the genes for it and the brain for it. But there are no schools around you. How are you supposed to evolve something, right? If you are you have the talent for being an amazing painter, but there are no brushes and no color and no place to paint. You don't have pencils, you don't have anything. How are you supposed to express it? How are you supposed to? If you have a leadership skills in you, but nobody recognizes it or wants you to speak your mind, they don't support you speaking your mind, allowing you to grow this potential leader in you. They shame you or whatever. How are you supposed to figure it out? How are you supposed to? But if you just had one friend, right? If you had one friend who supported you and said, I see what you're doing, I trust you. It makes an entire, it changes things. But if there is nobody there, no matter where you look, and that's why I say open the door and say, there is a teacher. They do exist. There is one. I don't know where, I don't know how to find them, maybe, but I do know that they exist. And I can try to have contact with them, right? In meditation, in my dreams. I can make vision boards. I can meditate. I can maybe even try to practice clairvoyance, or I can visit someone who is clairvoyant and ask them to help me, right? Yeah, this is what I feel like. Very interesting reading. Someone is definitely set out to do something here. I feel like recover something. And there could be something karmic here that potentially can make this a vulnerable journey. With woundings, right? With woundings. Well, I hope this helped. Yeah, I have a feeling it's a bit specific. So either this makes sense or it doesn't. If you just please let me know in the comments box below, right? And yes, I think that I'm trying to tune in to see if I can get a little more information. It's like it has to be the right time. Again, it's like something you have to be aligned. It's like getting rid of all clutter to make room for something new. So you can't stay the same as you've always been and expect something new to come in, because you're not aligned with new. I think there's a time period to this, like I just said 6 months, maybe more, right? But that's something that needs to align, I feel like. When something is vulnerable, we don't make the steps easily necessarily, right? Maybe it takes a bit of time. It's like decluttering the basement, right? It's not done like this. Like you may need to open the boxes and look what's in it, and maybe you want to keep this, you don't want to keep this, and you say goodbye to something, and then you let something stay, and then there's room for something new, right? But it takes a while to go through all the stuff, right? And consider what is right for you and what's not right for you. What do you want? What do you not want? If you are breaking out of a marriage here and you're needing to, let's say, divide a home. So what are you keeping and what are they keeping, and go through all the things that may have been your life for the last 20 years, right? All the photos, all the memories, all this stuff is a journey of release, right? And choosing to say goodbye to something to go somewhere else. So I have a feeling like this is not just a snap, right? This is not, it's a choice, very deliberate, determined choice, but knowing that it will come when I'm ready, right? It will come when we will see each other when aligned. I feel like something like that. hope this helped. As always, I wish you the very best out there. Take care of yourself. Love and light to you. Bye bye.